We all know the magnitude of this game.
North Carolina Duke is what college basketball is all about.
It's really competitive. Obviously, the two schools aren't far apart.
Everybody here probably grew up watching that game on TV at some point in their life.
One finish that I clearly remember was Austin Rivers.
Sitting on my couch when Austin hit the game-winning shot against Carolina.
And the clock counting down, him hitting the three to win the game.
Who will take the shot? Will he make a bigger impact? Rivers! Oh, unbelievable!
When Theo Pinson, he went down the lane and dunked it.
And Pinson slams it home!
It's going to be loud. You can't really hear anything. There's going to be a lot of energy.
It's just so electric. The crowd is so into it.
This is the biggest college basketball rivalry there is.
Oh, there's nothing more magical than Duke, North Carolina, one of college basketball's incredible rivalries, maybe the best rivalry. And we're getting you ready for College GameDay in Chapel Hill at the top of the hour on ESPN and the ESPN app. She's Christine Williamson. I'm Jason Fitz. This is Countdown to Game Day, covered by State Farm. And look, this is it. Like, this is one of those moments that you circle it on the calendar and you say, we got Duke, North Carolina. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited. I'm going to go on and say where I stand in this matchup. Bleed grown-up blue, not baby blue.
Wow, why are you, okay, where did this come from?
I just have a lot of Duke family, so, like, I don't even want them coming from me right now. Like, go Duke.
This is my annual reminder. I work this in every year. I have one VHS from my entire childhood growing up. I only have one cassette tape of anything. It's not of me. It just says on the side, UNLV 103, Duke 73. My hatred for Duke runs deep. So I'm all like, the rivalry continues. Last week, speaking of rivalries, last time I checked, it was SEC Big 12 week. How'd that work out?
Congratulations. The Big 12 is still leading the Big 12 SEC Challenge overall, so that's all we care about.
Okay, and by the way, Dallin said that you won last week. I won 4 of the 5 matchups. I'm just saying.
I won.
I don't know. Look, what I do know is that she kicks my butt every week, and it'll probably happen again today. I also know that there are a bunch of matchups you need to watch, so let's pull up the starting 5. That's right. We start with the Big East battle between number 17 UConn, number 12, Villanova. Big East battle, tough for me to say. The first of 2 regular season meetings between the two teams. Both teams coming off a loss, but you got number 17 versus number 12. Little Big East action, getting everything rolling for the day. I feel good about that one.
We love a top 25 matchup, and, you know, the schools that I always like to talk about.
No, can't imagine.
It should be understood. It does not need to be explained. We go to the Big 12. A battle between number 20 Iowa State and number 23 Texas, a game you can watch on Longhorn Network. The Cyclones beat the Longhorns earlier this season, and both teams are coming off a loss. You know why the Big 12 is so good? Everybody plays everybody.
Well, and everybody plays everybody hard, which is the same thing we can say about every single conference.
Twice!
I'm going to go West Coast bias here. Let's get a little bit of Pac-12 action in. Number 19, USC, visiting number 7, Arizona. Arizona coming off a big win over number 3, UCLA on Thursday. USC also on a roll, winners of 5 of their last 6. So a little West Coast love here for 2 teams that are kicking some major butt. In the meantime, let's kick major butt. We're bringing in King McClure. That's right, we need some expertise. King, you ready for this? You ready to keep previewing games for us?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go to one that I think you're going to have a little bit of love for.
King, welcome to the show. I just want to say I'm so happy that you're actually here in person, because last season we had you on the show. You were always virtual, so it's good to have your actual body in close proximity to us. I always like to talk about the Big 12. I specifically like to talk about your former team,
yes, sir,
the Baylor Bears. They're playing Kansas, and it's another this is a top 10 matchup. How do you feel, and what are you looking for in this matchup?
I'm looking for a few things. Number one, who is going to be on the court for the Baylor Bears? We struggle with so many injuries. I'm saying we like I'm on the team still, but I'm not on the team anymore. But I still my alma mater. But we struggle with so many injuries. Last game, Adam Flagler and LJ Cryer were out. 2/3 of your leading scorers. James Akinjo has been battling injuries so much. Who's going to step up for the Bears? We played Dale Bonner, a guy who has never started in college basketball. Came from Division II, started last game for the first time. Matthew Meyer will have to be absolutely huge if the Bears want any chance to win. For Kansas, I'm looking at David McCormick. When he's good, they're great. When he's not good, they're just okay. And their defense has been subpar this year. David McCormick must step up.
All right, well, let's get to the game. We're all talking about the site of game day today, the game everybody has circled on the calendar. Duke, North Carolina. And this is obviously number 9 Duke. North Carolina not ranked. That game at 6 p.m. What are you looking for in this one, King?
Who's going to stop Paolo Banchero? We all know how great he is. We know how good this kid is. Probably one of the top 3 picks in this upcoming draft. But on the flip side to that, R.J. Davis, Caleb Love for UNC, they have to be great. Because the backcourt, I feel like, is better with UNC than Duke. Don't at me, I said it. Yeah, I said it. But Trevor Keels coming off the injury, wasn't the same last game. They have to be special in the backcourt, UNC, in order for them to win. And Armando Bacot, if you look at the games where Duke has lost this year, they've struggled in the paint. And Armando Bacot is an absolute grown man down low, averaging 16 and 12. Who's going to stop him? What is Mark Williams going to do with him?
Nah, nobody's going to stop King. He's going to come back, join us in a little bit for a new segment. Crown him, King. You don't want to miss that. King, put your feet up, relax a little. We're going to get some other work done.
Yes, sir.
That's right. It's time for the surprisingly great assist brought to you by State Farm. And we start this thing off with Iowa versus Penn State. Keegan Murray, he's going to tip this one in, the missed 3-point shot by Jordan Bohannon to send the game into overtime. That's why they're so hype after this one.
That's how they drew it up right there.
Beautiful. All right, let's go UNC Louisville. Caleb Love drives, Euro steps. Boom. Shaka-laka. I mean, it's just beautiful. Armando Bacot for the Duck. All right, let's get some women's hoops in here. Iowa State versus Kansas State. Emily Ryan pump fakes and hits Morgan Kane with the sweet bounce pass for the layup. And Vanderbilt versus Kentucky. Severe Wheeler dishes a baseball pass to Davion Mintz for the shmoney. That's actually very athletic.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful.
Incredibly difficult play.
Exactly. I love that.
Hall bluffs the shot with 3. Hall bluffs the shot with 3. He spun it in. Oh, what a take by Malik Hall. Michigan State slinks out of College Park with its 8th league win.
Well, we're about to be joined in just a second by the player you just saw, Malik Hall, who had that big game-winning shot against Maryland. Cool moment. The Spartans have had they've had a couple of tough losses. Right. You mentioned how tough it is in the Big 12, equally tough in the Big 10. But we've seen a lot of back and forth from a very good Sparty basketball team.
I just love what Tom Izzo is doing, and I'm glad that we have this moment while we're waiting for Malik, because I want to tell a Tom Izzo story.
Oh, yeah, please do.
When we were at the Michigan State football game, Tom Izzo was taking a picture with a fan, and I was in the background sipping like tea or something like that, just like drinking my caffeine, and I photobombed it. I wish we had it. And when I saw that Malik Hall was going to be on the show today, I was like, maybe I should slide them that photo just so that they can see how amazing this photobomb is.
Is that your best photobomb?
It is the greatest moment of my life. I'm not even joking. I posted it that day. I need to repost it since it's basketball season. I totally forgot about that.
I don't have a lot of good photobombs, but I do have one from a digital show we did at the National Championship. I don't remember what the play was, but I just remember we were all standing going, in the middle of this incredible play happening. I'm standing next to one of our bosses looking like an idiot. All right, never looking like an idiot. Malik Hall joining us now. Malik, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We just showed the highlight. What's going through your mind? Ball's in your hand. Game-winning shot against Maryland. Going into that play, what you thinking?
I'm just thinking get downhill and, try and get fouled or try and finish the basket.
All right, Malik, I stalked you on Instagram because that's what I do typically when we have people on our show. And I saw that your last post, your caption said bet on yourself, but I loved one of the slides was screenshots of people on Instagram trolling you, saying you weren't this and that and blah, 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 blah. So I want to just give you the floor because obviously you had this incredible moment just to talk and address your haters. What would you like to say to them?
I really just, I'm thankful for it, really, honestly. It's an opportunity and it's a blessing to be at the stage that I'm at and in the place that I am. So, just being able to have people who have something to say, that means, somebody's watching, somebody's feeling some type of way. I just take it kind of, as encouragement to get better and just make sure that I can make sure that people don't say anything at all.
Well, speaking of social media, I noticed this week you got some encouragement from Cassius Winston coming back, hanging out with the team. This is a team, though, with Michigan State that lost a lot of senior and upperclassmen, I should say, over the last couple of years, a lot of leadership. How have you guys sort of figured out how to grow new leadership in that locker room?
I think, we've had a lot of great leaders, like you said. Having Cash, having X, Aaron, Josh Langford. We've had a lot of great people around us. So as I've grown up in this program, they've done a great job of just teaching us how to communicate with the younger people. And as new people come in, we try and keep the same culture that we've had for years under Coach.
All right, so on that Instagram post that I mentioned earlier, you had a quote from Lil Durk, right? So we're going to do a quick speed round, but I want to start this thing off with, who's your favorite rapper?
I guess my favorite right now would be Rahway, but he doesn't really, he's not really a rapper, sort of say.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like he speaks to what's relevant. He stays true to who he is.
Okay. All right, let's stay in the music realm for a second. Go to karaoke jam. You're in a bar. You're in a place that has karaoke. Where are you going?
I'm going Unwritten. I forget who it's by.
Staring at the blank page before you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the. Wow.
I love that she knows the words.
I was like, is he talking about unwritten? Like the rest is still unwritten?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you want to? I would love to hear you break that out right now.
No. I definitely can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. He doesn't know that song.
So what's your favorite non-basketball activity to do when you've got time?
I play a lot of video games, honestly.
Which ones?
2K.
2K. Okay.
2K, FIFA, Call of Duty, different variety.
Are you a streamer? Are you streaming on Twitch?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I would love to watch you play video games and just see if you're actually good at them.
Who's the best 2K player on the team?
Me, by far.
Wow.
No question.
Okay. What is your favorite thing to do that is not basketball related?
I say hang out with friends and family. That's what's most important.
Who's your closest friend on the team?
Probably I have three really. I say because I have my three roommates: Jew, Davis, and Madi. We're with each other all the time.
All right. So, what's your favorite away arena to go play in?
Ooh. I don't know if I have one, honestly. I feel like they're all so good just because the Big Ten is so well-rounded that every arena you go in, there's going to be a great atmosphere.
Are you sure you don't want to sing to us?
I'm positive.
All right, so
I will sing to you if you sing to us. We can just both sing.
That's a compelling offer, but I think I'm...
Okay, fine.
So I got this group thread going, right? And we were talking about Sparty the other day because there's some opinions about some of y'all's uniforms. Like some of the alternates they're polarizing. So what's your favorite Sparty uniform to wear?
I would say just our regular home one. That's kind of like the throwbacks to the 2000s era. That's probably my favorite.
Are you in on the big neon Sparty across the chest? That's like, woo!
For the football team,
yeah.
No. It's not my favorite, but I like it.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to start getting? Oh, I'm just trying to get. When you say unwritten, you have to have pipes, bro. It has to be real.
No, you don't.
So I'm just expecting a lot right now.
It's one of those where I have to be in the moment, in the car, windows down, and then I could just full blast.
Okay. Okay.
You got a game to get ready for, man. We appreciate your time. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Congrats on the success so far this season. Can't wait to see where it goes for the rest of the year, mother.
Thank you so much.
That's Malik. Just doing great work. I still wanted him to sing. It's Countdown to College Game Day, covered by State Farm. You're looking at Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where the excitement's building for College Game Day. Top of the hour, Reese, Seth, Jay, LaFonso, number 9 Duke versus North Carolina at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. All right, we're welcomed now by Vanderbilt Athletic Director Candice Storey Lee. Candice, thanks so much for the time. I want to start by congratulating you because the Vandy United Initiative, $300 million going towards athletics, that's a huge step for this university, something that fans have been fighting for a long time. What's changed behind the scenes since you took over that's been able to get this thing pushed through?
Yeah, I'm always careful when I talk about this because I'm not going to make any assumptions about what was before. There's a certain vantage point you have depending on your position. And now as the athletic director, I can confidently speak about where we are today. And the difference is alignment. We have alignment across the board, top to bottom, starting with our chancellor, Daniel Dearmeyer, our board of trusts, of course, myself as the athletics director, as well as my vice chancellor peers and campus partners across campus. It's an incredible time because everybody understands the value that athletics can bring. And there is no question that our university is excellent. So, of course, you want all parts to be excellent, and that includes athletics. So it's a wonderful opportunity. I feel very grateful to be in the position that I'm in.
You mentioned excellence in athletics. Tim Corbin has obviously accomplished that with the Vandy baseball program. In your mind, what needs to happen from the basketball, football side to get the other major sports to be as successful as what he's been able to accomplish?
So I think, I'm glad you brought up Tim Corbin because I think that he has created the template for us. So it starts with having the right leader. And then you give the resources, you give runway, you give them an opportunity to execute their vision. And so he has shown us what's possible, and now we're doing the same in football and basketball. So I look at Clark Lee and Jerry Stackhouse, and I say, we have the right leader. They need the resources, they need the support, they need the infrastructure. And then they need some time to show us what's possible. And, it is very, very hard to build. That is not for the faint of heart. There are a lot of things that are outside of your control, but we focus on the things that we can control. And I think in both cases, we're well on our way. It's a bit of a journey. There's no doubt about that.
All right, Candice, it's Black History Month, so I do want to celebrate you as the first Black female athletic director in the SEC. You mentioned the value that athletics can bring. When you think about the wholeness, the entirety of athletics, how do you feel like we are moving when it relates to diversity?
I think we are moving. I don't think we are moving fast enough, but I think it would be insincere for me to say there's been no progress, because certainly I sit in the position I'm in because there's progress. But at Vanderbilt, we've had over 2 straight decades of having a Black athletic director in the role. So I'm certainly grateful to be the first woman in that position, but I want to say this right. I celebrate the progress, but the reality is that there are a lot of people like me who are qualified and have earned the right to sit in the seat. And so there clearly there needs to be some adjustment among the decision makers to identify those people and give them the opportunity. I mean, I know who they are. Carla Williams knows who they are. Nina King knows who they are. Whether you're talking about the athletic director ranks or the coaching ranks, I mean, we have some work to do, particularly when you look at the demographics of the student athletes that we serve. They should see themselves reflected in leadership. So we have some work to do. And I know I have to be a part of that solution. So I take that responsibility very seriously.
You mentioned of the candidates. What would you do to get some of those candidates in front of people that maybe aren't aware?
Well, I think there are a number of initiatives out there that are trying to do this. So, one, I hesitate to try to list because you're always going to leave somebody out. But I would say, the Black AD Alliance that Alan Green and Brandon Martin started in the summer of 2020, that's a big point of emphasis for us. So we know who the people are. That's not the only organization. But what we've got to do is, I think a lot of it is that people people use the word courage, like you need to have the courage to make the right decision. I hate that we're using courage in the context of diversity and hiring, because again, I think that you can look at highly qualified people who are also diverse, who deserve opportunities. But, perhaps we need to streamline some of our efforts and make sure that it tells you that there's a glaring problem because you have so many different entities trying to find the solution. Right. So that just tells you how great the need is. But we need to streamline our efforts, I think, just to ensure that we're not undercutting one another. But the problem is so big, it will take all of us. I mean, if you hear anything, please hear that.
Candice, you've done great work so far at Vandy. The tone has shifted around the program. We really appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on what you're already doing, and congratulations on what you will accomplish.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to the future. I really, really appreciate spending some time with you. Have a great day.
Thanks, Candice.
College Game Day coming to you at the top of the hour on ESPN and the ESPN app from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where number 9 Duke takes on North Carolina in Coach K's final visit to Chapel Hill. Look at them. They are stoked. They feel right now the way I feel in studio because we get to bring back King McClure to hand out some superlatives for the season. This is exciting for me because we get to do a new segment. And anytime we do a new segment, that means we get to have a little bit of fun. Is everybody ready for Crown 'em King? See what we did? Crown 'em King? Look at this.
Wow.
Oh. Wow, what a true king.
Wow.
I mean, that's just a swag effect to all of that. All right, so we're going to give you a category. You crown them. Let's start with best team. Who you crowning?
Right now, I got to go with the Duke Blue Devils. I really like what they bring to the table. I like their team 1 through 5. I like Paolo Banchero. I like everything that they bring as far as diversity on the defensive end. Wendell Moore starting to step up and be that true PG or true two guard, really turn into an NBA player. I like Duke.
Are you allowed to say that with your Baylor roots? I'm just curious. I
feel like yes.
Yeah, probably not. But you know what? I'm here. I said it. Oops.
Okay, so I would only imagine that the best player is coming from the best team, no?
Yeah, I mean, Paolo Banchero, we know what he can do. He's an absolute mismatch problem. You can take him to the post. You can bring him to the three-point line. He's very talented. One of the best players in the country, if not the best. You'll see him in this upcoming year's draft as a top 2, top 3 pick. If I'm an NBA team, I'm going number 1 pick easily. But this guy right here can take you to the block. He's just so versatile.
All right, let's move next to best conference. I have a sneaking suspicion one of us on the couch is going to like this answer. Won't be me.
The Big 12.
Nah.
Even though we took a bad beating to the SEC, it happens sometimes. I think the matchups were a little bit unfair, just a little bit, but it happens. I mean, the Big 12, top to bottom, when you look at the bottom, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, these teams are still very good. The top of the top are very elite, even though we lost to the SEC's elite. But when Baylor's healthy, they're the number 1 team in the country. When Kansas is back to playing the Kansas defense, they're top 5 in the country easily. Texas Tech is a team that I think is elite. Mark Adams done a great job. Chris Beard. It's a defensive conference. They're one of the best conferences in the country. I think they're the best. But yeah, Fitz, I know you disagree.
Dallin Cuff agrees with you, too. He said at week 2 of this show, he said the Big 12 is the best conference in the entire country, and nobody even prompted him on that. He literally said it himself. So we already know you're in good company. Let's go on to who you think is going to win it all.
I mean, I've said Duke all day, so I'm going to continue going with the Blue Devils. I think they're super versatile. I love what Mark Williams brings as a paint presence. I love Paolo Banchero. Like I said, I love Wendell Moore, how elite he's grown to be. Definitely taking a step forward. They just have everything that you need. They're kind of young, though. That's the only thing. And A.J. Griffin is starting to come into his own, too. The only thing is they're kind of young, but we've seen in the past, young teams can do good things. I love this Duke Blue Devils team.
Man, the basketball gods would be aligning to give Coach K a championship on the way out the door. That's chaos. All right. Yeah. So speaking of the basketball gods, we all look at March Madness. Never too early. What's a team you think could shock everybody in the tournament?
Texas Tech. I mean, I think the way they play defense, they put one guy on the court that's under 6'5". They're long, they're athletic, they guard you, they press you, and they make shots. That's the thing that was really the struggling point at the beginning of the year. They weren't making enough shots, and they struggled to get buckets. But Bryson Williams, the guy who can't come in from UTEP, really stepped up his game. Terrence Shannon is another guy who's been battling injuries, but now he's back. This team is special, and I love the way that they defend, and plus that atmosphere at Texas Tech is ridiculous.
Oh, you did ridiculous work. You can check out King across all the platforms all day talking basketball, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us early in the morning, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate y'all having me.
In the meantime, we're only minutes away from College Game Day. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Here are Reese and the guys on tonight's big game between number 9 Duke and North Carolina.
The latest chapter in the greatest rivalry in college basketball unfolds tonight. North Carolina welcoming Duke. The Tar Heels have won their last 4. They are undefeated at home, yet sit precariously on the edge of the NCAA tournament field. But the great thing about this rivalry, at least for tonight, that takes a bit of a back seat. LaFonso Ellis, Seth Greenberg, and Jay Billis with me. So This rivalry, what's it mean to you in terms of the stakes played for and the intensity we already see?
The intensity is going to be absolutely amazing, but I think for North Carolina to win this game, Caleb Love, their most talented player, is going to have to be excellent. In their 2 losses, only 14 points total, 2 for 13 from 3. Over this win streak, 19 points a game, 42% from 3. He's going to have to be on this game today.
He shoots 45% from the three-point line in this building. To beat Duke, what do you have to do? You got to spread them out, drive them, and kick it. If you don't have guards, you can't beat Duke because they're going to try to guard every inch of the floor. Oh, by the way, Carolina does have guards. Hey, it's a make-and-miss game. These dudes are knocking down threes. Carolina's going to win this game.
Yeah, that's really the issue is Carolina's going to have pressure releases. They'll have backdoors and try to lift Duke up and drive them at times with their spread ball screens. I think there are 2 keys to this game. One is going to be Paolo Banchero because North Carolina does not have a natural matchup for Banchero. So Duke's going to try to isolate him. If he's got Brady Manick on him, they're going to lift him up and put him in isolation where he can drive it or shoot it. And if they put Leaky Black on him, he'll take him down in the post. They'll isolate him in the low post. And then Duke's got to guard the three-point line. R.J. Davis, Brady Manick, and Caleb Love, they've all hit over 43s on the season. That's going to be a huge key to the game.
And Mike Krzyzewski's last time to walk into this arena and lead Duke. The games this season will be determined whether K has a winning record against Carolina all time. We'll talk about it and much more coming up on College GameDay.
That's right. Coming up on College GameDay, you can just authenticate if you're watching us in the ESPN app. Stick right here and watch basketball all day long. That's at the top of the hour. You see the last 100 meetings in the series, 50-50. Look at the point splits. You think about what all of this means, and already we started the show by saying it. I mean, the best rivalry likely in college basketball. I know somebody's going to at me with something on that, but you add to that the fact that this is the last time we get Coach K in Chapel Hill. It just feels different. Like this one feels particularly special. I'm not a big fan of retirement tours necessarily, but this one feels like it matters simply because it's the last time we get this matchup with Coach K on the side.
I think ultimately this matchup feels different than it has in the past, right? We looked at all the previous matchups between these 2 teams and the best players from each team, and it does ultimately feel different. So I'm actually curious to see how it will look after Coach K leaves, if there'll still be that invigoration when it comes to this matchup. But like you said, this is Coach K's final time with this matchup, and it'll just be interesting to watch. Obviously, Duke is significantly better than UNC is this season, so it's not going to hit as it usually does, but it's a rivalry, so who knows what can happen in this matchup.
And I think you're right that Duke is obviously significantly better. I do think we sometimes, as a general basketball society, put so much emphasis on the rankings. So what we see is that North Carolina is not ranked. North Carolina is still a good basketball team, and as the game day guys just said, if they're hot, they can shoot their way out of any situation, right? But it's just a bad matchup, right? So to that end, I'm just saying that I think while Duke is the better team, I think that's more of a statement to Duke than North Carolina. I think people have kind of thrown North Carolina to the side this year because they've got 6 losses. I'm not sure that that's indicative of who North Carolina will be by the end of the year.
Literally, it never matters, especially in basketball. Any team can be any team on any given day. And the fact that this is a rivalry that goes deep. Look at how incredibly packed that arena is right now. Anything can happen in this matchup.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Like, I do think the home court is going to be wild for this one. Like, I've only been to Duke, North Carolina at Duke. I've never been to Chapel Hill for that
I've been to Chapel Hill for that game. It doesn't hit like it does in Cameron Indoor. I'm going to tell you right now, because the way that the arena is, it's a lot more spread out. Cameron Indoor is super intimate. You feel like you're right there next to every single person. So it does hit a little bit different, but it'll still be obviously a really good game. And like I said at the beginning of the show, bleed grown-up rim.
Yeah,
Blue.
well, we're going to agree to disagree. You are right, though. Cameron, I remember being in Cameron, standing next to Mike Golick Jr., and the whole time, as the whole place is shaking, you think, is this structurally sound? Like the whole thing just feels like it's going to poof.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah, that's it is wild. All right, so you're picking Duke in this one?
Yes.
Look, for everything I've said about Duke throughout the course of this show, I may not root for Duke. I'm not an idiot. Duke's the better basketball team. I think King's right. They have a legit shot at the national championship. I think they roll today. But I also don't hate that. Even though I don't love Duke, Coach K going out with the win, Maybe I'm getting soft in my old age.
Yes, you are.
Am I? That's probably. She's not just talking about my opinion. Check out Game Day coming up at the top of the hour on ESPN and the ESPN app all across the networks. Watch college basketball all day long. It is a stacked game of ranked matchups. You do not want to miss the chaos of Game Day coming up next. This is Countdown to College Game Day, covered by State Farm. She's Christine Williamson. I'm Jason Fitz. Thanks for hanging out with us. Didn't forget to pay the bills this week.